There's a new blueprint for personal AI emerging, and it goes way, way beyond what we've come to expect. This isn't a small upgrade. It's a completely different class of AI assistant. What we're really talking about here is a move from chatbots to AI agents. Have you ever talked to your smart assistant and just felt let down? You ask it to do something actually useful, and it just offers to search the web for you. It really feels like we were all promised Jarvis from Iron Man, but what we ended up with is a glorified kitchen timer. If you want practical AI strategy and tips to grow your business, make sure you subscribe. Well, it turns out there's a new blueprint for personal AI emerging, and it goes way, way beyond what we've come to expect. In this video, I'm breaking down a new kind of open source, self-hosted AI assistant called OpenClaw, and why it's completely different from Siri, Alexa, or ChatGPT. Because that frustration is real. We have these unbelievably powerful language models now, but the AI assistants we use every day can't actually do anything. Siri and Alexa can answer trivia, sure. They can tell you who won the World Series in 1982. But they can't manage your schedule, draft a complex email, or automate a simple workflow. That's why people are starting to say these aren't real AI assistants at all. They're chatbots. They can talk the talk, but they can't walk the walk. Now, a huge shift is happening. A totally new blueprint for what a personal AI assistant can be is being built right now, and it's coming from the open source AI community. To understand this shift, we're going to use a project called OpenClaw as a case study, because it perfectly captures this new way of thinking about AI assistants. What we're really talking about here is a move from chatbots to AI agents. And when people say AI agents, this is what they mean. There are 6 core ideas that define this new type of assistant. And this isn't just a feature list. It's a completely different philosophy about control, about ownership, about who your AI actually works for. The first and most important idea is that this assistant is agentic. In simple terms, it can take actions on your behalf. This is the difference between a chatbot and a real AI agent. It's described as Claude with hands. It's an AI assistant connected to the real world. It can browse the web, fill out forms, send emails, and execute commands. This is exactly why Siri and Alexa feel so limited. The second idea is that it's self-hosted, and this is massive for privacy. Instead of your conversations and personal data being sent to servers owned by Apple or Google, everything runs on your own hardware. Your chats, your files, your context, all stay with you. This is what people mean when they talk about a private AI assistant. The third piece is that it's open source. The code is public. Anyone can inspect it, modify it, or build on top of it. You're not locked into a single company's ecosystem. This avoids vendor lock-in and gives you transparency, which is something cloud AI assistants simply don't offer. And this isn't a niche idea. OpenClaw has over 116,000 stars on GitHub. That tells you developers are actively choosing open source AI assistants they can own over cloud services they have to rent. The fourth idea is that it's multi-channel and proactive. This assistant doesn't live inside one app. It integrates directly into the tools you already use. And it doesn't just wait for commands. You can set it up to send you a morning briefing, alert you about an important email, or remind you about deadlines. It behaves like a real assistant, not a voice interface. And when we say multi-channel, we mean it. It can plug into WhatsApp, Telegram, Discord, Slack, Signal, iMessage, and more. The goal is to fit into your life, not force you to change your habits. The fifth idea is persistent memory and extensibility. If you've ever had to repeat the same information to Siri over and over, you already know why this matters. This new AI assistant remembers context across conversations. On top of that, it's extensible. There's a hub with over 100 community-built skills you can install. This is how AI assistants actually become more useful over time. And the final idea is that it's model agnostic. You are not locked into one AI model. You can choose the brain behind your assistant. You might want to use a powerful cloud model, or you might want to run a smaller local model for privacy. This gives you control over performance, cost, and data. And that's the real theme here. So, when you put it all together, this is the new AI assistant blueprint. Agentic, self-hosted, open source, multi-channel, persistent, and model agnostic. And when you compare this to the assistants we use today, the difference isn't subtle. OpenClaw has persistent memory, Siri doesn't. OpenClaw can be self-hosted, Siri can't. OpenClaw is open source. The others are closed. This isn't a small upgrade. It's a completely different class of AI assistant, built around user sovereignty instead of vendor lock-in. Now, you might think the secret here is the AI model itself, but it's not. The real innovation is something else. As one Reddit user put it, the real power isn't the model. It's that OpenClaw acts as an AI orchestration layer. Think of it as the glue that connects all of your tools together. A message comes in from Telegram. OpenClaw sends it to the AI model you've chosen. The model decides what to do, maybe triggers a skill, and then OpenClaw routes the result back to you. It's the connective tissue between your services. And that brings us to the real takeaway. This new model for AI assistance isn't just about better features. It forces a deeper question about privacy, control, and ownership in our digital lives. It's about digital sovereignty. The technology to build a truly personal, powerful, and private AI assistant is already here. It's being built in the open right now. So the only question left is this: do we want to own our digital future, or are we content to keep renting it from someone else?